friggin' usage of the imperial system instead of the metric system. That's just the way I feel. I'm sorry. I hate. Oh, hi. By the way, hi everyone. Hi. That's just me and Loina, just already talking. We're just shooting the shit already. It is Monday, May 28th, I think, right? Monday, May 28th.
For you, yes, it's the 29th for me.
You whatever, you Brit. You limey git. Welcome back to another episode of the Palaver. Those of you who don't know, Loina was the very first guest ever on my very first episode of the Palaver. And obviously, if you are a member of my Discord, you know that he is the head moderator of my Discord. And just a good friend of mine for many years now. So this is going to be a laid-back, chill Palaver night because it's just two friends just shooting the shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I even talked to him. I'm like, dude, do you have anything you want to talk about? He's like, nope. And I'm like, good, me neither. That's the way we go. So we were talking about stupid units right before we went live.
Stupid units,
yes. Yeah. Like, what is the temperature right now where you are?
Hang on. Hang on. Oh, something must be able to tell you the temperature on my computer. I'm going to ask Cortana, how... Oh, wait, no, I disabled Cortana. Shit.
Oh, my God.
15 degrees C. Yeah, 15 degrees C.
So it's 15 degrees Celsius. So if you're keeping track in freedom units, in Murica units, that's 59 degrees. 59 degrees Fahrenheit. And right now it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is 30.5 in normal, we have a brain countries that use centigrade.
Well, see, I would like to start on this.
Yeah, sure.
The issue is, you guys are always, you Brits, you got it right. Except we use miles per hour.
You don't use kph?
No, I physically cannot tell you how fast kilometers per hour is.
I can because I've gone up to Canada a lot. Like 55 miles an hour is roughly 80 kilometers per hour. I know that much.
If you told me that you were going 100 kilometers an hour, I wouldn't know if I could hug you or if I was going to be turned into red paste. Meanwhile, if you told me you were going 100 miles an hour, I'd tell you to fucking slow down.
Yeah, well, let's see. So, let's see. If 80 kilometers an hour is roughly 55, it's more like 57 miles per hour. If you were going 100 kilometers an hour, I think that's like about 65 miles an hour, if I'm doing my math right. Roughly.
Yeah, that's about motorway speed limit, which is 70 miles per hour.
Okay.
I am, just for the sake of this, I am loading up a unit converter on my phone.
Well, can we agree that America does everything perfectly, with one or two exceptions? Most notably, we don't have the greatest track record in politicians, and on top of that, the whole imperial measurement system. Which, by the way, is really your fucking fault anyways.
We improved ourselves. You failed to.
I know. Well, that whole, we didn't want to convert because, well, if England and France are doing it, we don't want it. That was, you know.
So I do want to bring up something that I feel like I'm having a late night impulse on.
Yeah?
Because it is like 1 a.m. for me here. I came this fucking close to buying an Xbox One.
Oh yeah, why is that?
So when I first became, so my gaming history is a bit weird. I went from a PS1 to a PS2, skipped PlayStation 3, and because there was like a 6-year gap in my gaming, and then I bought a Xbox 360, got right on there with Halo 3, was in there in high school with Halo Reach. I remember coming home, playing Forge, playing fucking Jump Rope on fucking Halo Reach, that shit. And Halo has always been my jam. Even one of the things that almost kept me on Xbox when I moved to PC was Halo. And I really want to go fucking back to it. I really want to play Halo again, especially after Halo Online did its thing. And I was looking at it now, and you can get an Xbox One with, and this is not, I have not been paid to say this. I wish I was. I'm poor.
Yeah, that's what we all think. We all think Loina is doing a paid commercial right now.
If someone wants to pay me, please do.
You can contact him at limygit.gmail.com.
I don't have that email, but I do have loina@outlook.com.
You should get limygit. That'd be great.
I do need that. But I do, so there's an Xbox One S with Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Fallout 4, and Prey, and a 2-month subscription to Now TV for less than you'd expect. It's about 240 quid, which is less than I pay to upgrade my CPU.
Squidly says, don't get an Xbox One. It sucks. The 360 is better.
Well, yeah, the 360 was fucking great.
I don't know.
I mean,
I have zero interest in console gaming personally, so I'm like, whatever. Finally, messages arrive. I'll have you guys notice that we are on low latency mode. Low latency
It is
mode.
actually fucking with me.
Yeah. So if you type something in chat, watch how quickly it shows up in the window right below my screen. Can you pretty much play all Xbox titles on Windows 10 now? They're working on it. I mean,
no.
What's the one console game that I fell in love with? The Horizon Zero Dawn. That's PlayStation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean that's the game I would want to play. So, Resetting 5 self-pied herself. Oh, pumpkin pie. Yeah,
It's actually. So I was just gonna interject with this low latency is really fucking with me. I'm doing things and then I'm seeing it on screen like a second later.
Yeah. It is. It's like 2 or 3 seconds behind, which is kind of nice. You know, it's kind of nice. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't know. I've never been a console guy. I know when I had a PlayStation. I had a PlayStation 2. I had a Nintendo. PlayStation 2 was the last system I really bought. Then I got a Wii as a gift, but the idea behind it was the workout board thing, like the exercise thing.
They got you a Wii Fit?
Yeah, Wii Fit, thank you. And my wife and I did use it a fair bit. But
so allow me to just interject with what started me on this quest.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I bought a Switch.
I love how you're wasn't it just the other day you were telling me about how you're making so much money at this new job, and I was like, yeah, start saving it. You want to save it and start putting money aside, and throw some money in a retirement account and throw some money in a savings account and get ready to move, like start saving up to move out of your house, and and you're like, yes, I want to do that. I want to be an adult. And then you're like, yeah, I bought a Switch and I want to buy an Xbox One. I'm like, come on, dude. What are you doing?
In my defense, I've had this Switch since I left my old company, which I won't say on stream for obvious reasons. With an Xbox One, it's like 250 quid. And amongst that, all this goes into both my pension, and that gets taken straight out of my paycheck. And then I always transfer at least 50 quid into an extra savings account. So it's not like I'm not already saving and putting money aside for a rainy day.
Well, that's good. I'm not, because I make my money on Twitch, and lately my numbers have been bullshit, and I'm down like ridiculous. Actually, so I was just talking to Loina about this before. I said, oh yeah, my numbers say we're blah, blah, blah. He goes, yeah, but 4 months ago you would have been happy with that. I've been like, no, 4 months ago that would have still been a shitty day. Just not quite as shitty. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Factorio is the largest part. I think Factorio has a very loyal following, if that makes any sense. I think the people who like Factorio love Factorio, and it's very hard to get new viewers on that. And I think the people who don't like Factorio just have zero interest in it and have been playing it for too long. In fact, you know what? I'm going to run something by you and tell me what you think. So, I don't know if you know, but the way I usually do my stream is I pick one main game a month.
Yeah.
And then I play that Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I play that all throughout the month. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I play just whatever I feel like, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what if I did pick a main game and play it for 2 to 3 weeks, like 4 days a week, and just gave myself like one variety day in there just to break it up, but did like that game for like 4 out of the 5 days a week. And then after like 2 weeks, switch to a new game. What are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts have always sort of mirrored yours in the extent that you should do what you enjoy.
Obviously,
And
but
I'm
I
not
don't.
going to cop out there.
I know, but I don't enjoy streaming to 9 people. You know. Also, what the fuck is going on with my green screen?
I don't plan to just cop out there with that answer.
Right.
But I would say that when I see you streaming a game and I'm always there like, oh, okay, it's Darkest Dungeon. Okay, I'm going to come in, take the piss out of him, say hello to a friend, and then, I'll be off. Because anyone who knows me knows that I don't stick around streams very long. 5 to 10 minutes, tops. And when it comes to that, if I'm going in and I'm saying, oh, okay, it's the same game.
So Hans brings up the point. No, I don't think so. When you don't like the main game, you have it 4 days and then 1 day where you might like the game. So Hans, I'm kind of guessing Hans is saying like stick with your current MO. I also just feel like maybe an entire month of one game might be too long.
It is.
You know.
You know me. I'll be fucking blunt. It is.
Yeah.
You got to the end of like a month of Darkest Dungeon, and I went, holy shit, you were doing that for a month?
Dude, I love Darkest. I did burn myself out on it, and that's my fault. What happened was the last week of the month, I played it all 5 days, and that was a huge mistake. Like literally that, like on Wednesday, like midway through my stream on Wednesday, I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking sick of this game.
Sorry, I pulled a face on what you said then, and I just saw it on stream and went, Loina, you look like such a fucking twat. But yeah,
yeah,
I don't think that it's gonna if you're playing a game for a month straight on standard work hours as well, so 8 hour, if we go as 8 hours as a standard work shift, if you're going to be playing that for 8 hours, I don't think you could even pay me to do that.
My streams are only 6 hours long. Although I have been thinking about going to 8-hour shifts, but there's no way as hell I'm going to do it with only 38 subs. I mean, that was one of the things I did talk about was going to 8-hour, going to 40-hour weeks streaming. But I mean, I got up to like 60 subscribers for the first month or two after I announced it, and then it's just gone down from there, and I'm down to like in the 30s now. I don't know. So I can hardly play one game for 6 hours. Dude, I can have most games. So there's some games just don't have that sort of long-term longevity that you can play for 6 hours straight. Like I can't play Hearthstone for 6 hours straight. A lot of people do. I can't. I don't know.
So I'm reading your chat, and Squilly's just pointing, and I love how Loina just pops into my stream, yells at me about DS9, then just dips out. Yeah, no, I'll do that.
That's what he does. I've been watching. I've been watching Next Gen again.
How you handling it?
The first season, dude. I don't know. I can, maybe it's just because I'm just starting to get a lot more crotchety in my old age, dude. I don't know. The first season of Next Gen is just garbage.
So. One of the things I had to learn, and I didn't learn this until after I finished TNG, which probably didn't help. Whereas with DS9, there was an overflowing story arc. So at the end of each season, you got this little reward of
the culmination of the season's events.
That, yeah, and then it started again to the next season, and that would take like about 4 episodes total. So you're looking at like 2 to 3 hours worth of content of just this grand story changeover, and then it goes back into normal Star Trek, which I really liked. And then I went on to TNG, which doesn't have that. It has it occasionally, like at the end of season 4, with
Best of Both Worlds. Sorry,
Wolf 359, which I won't spoil. And it's 20 years old. I feel like I can spoil it.
I feel like you can spoil it. I think it's okay to talk about spoilers for Star Trek: The Next Generation, since the show's been off the air for fucking an entire generation now.
But after I finished TNG, I just sort of sat back and thought, well, hang on a minute. This was a show that was airing each week. And it had in its mind that you had to be able to skip an episode or two and still be caught up on the plot.
Mm-hmm.
So each episode was just an extract in the Enterprise's adventures. It wasn't like DS9 where it's a constant arc.
Yeah, but even with the Deep Space Nine thing, I think they did such a good job. And this is one of the things I think I don't want to go into a whole Star Trek thing, but that's one of the things I think they did so well with Deep Space Nine is even if you missed an episode that was integral to the arc, it didn't feel like you missed anything terribly important. Like the writers did a very good job of the next time you picked up, even if you missed a very critical point, there would be one or two little notes about it that would give you at least, oh, okay, I must have missed something in the last episode that's kind of important. You know?
Yeah.
Like when Vedic Bareil died, for the next 2 years, anytime it was important that you know that he's dead, they mentioned Kira was still mourning Vedic Bareil's death. You know what I mean? Like, whenever it was an important factor, they would do something to just kind of let you know, hey, if you did miss that episode, he's dead. You know?
I never liked Vedic Bareil.
No, why not? I thought he was all right.
He just came off as sleazy to me.
Hans says, I wanted to start watching TNG. You spoiled it. We didn't spoil anything, Hans. We didn't spoil anything.
Because I know she's in chat. Has Squidly actually finished DS9 yet?
I probably not. When I talked to her last, she said she was working through it. And I know with her hanging out with her and Pablo this week. By the way, her fiance is amazing, and I love him. I got a little bit of a man crush on him. He's a great guy. Squidly's like, I told you that you like him more than you like me. And I'm like, well, you're kind of right, but no, I love you, Squidly, but kind of a little bit. Like a little bit, yeah.
In a little bit.
I know, Rustin Pipe.
I said that to Bob the other day, but I wanted to be a little bit gay with him, and he quickly put me right and explained that there was no being a little bit gay with Bob.
No.
You either.
No, with Bob, you're just all in homosexual. That's all right. Did you mug Jade of his mug? I couldn't. He's going through too much. He couldn't, I couldn't bear to steal his mug. I can't steal from a friend. You know? Come on, reset. I haven't
actually checked in with Coyote in a while.
I did put my balls on his drum set, though, if that helps. He's got a drum set. I'm like, I'm going to put my balls on your drum set. And everyone just laughed. I was like, oh, all right, well, whatever.
Why?
Because Step Brothers? Have you ever seen the Will Ferrell movie, Step Brothers?
I have seen Step Brothers. I don't remember testicles on drum sets.
Oh, that was a pretty major plot point. That was a pretty major plot point. Well, I got to
be honest with you, all I remember is the scene with the Nazi officer and the Ku Klux Klan.
That movie is so good. I remember it very well because it's one of Angie's favorite movies, so of course we've seen it like 500 times. And that's the way my wife is. She likes to just watch a movie over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I don't ever want to tell her that I didn't finish Fargo.
She wouldn't. She'd understand. Now, don't ever tell her that you haven't seen My Cousin Vinny, though.
I haven't seen My Cousin Vinny.
Don't ever tell her that. I think her top three, probably top three favorite movies are probably Step Brothers, My Cousin Vinny, and Smokey and the Bandit.
I haven't seen Smokey and the Bandit either.
And then if I had to go two more, I'd say maybe Fargo and Men in Black.
Men in Black's great, though.
Yeah.
I once mildly criticized Men in Black 3. Do you remember what Mrs. Rev threatened to do to me?
You can call her Angie, don't worry.
Oh, okay. What Angie threatened to do to me?
No, what'd she do?
I remember very distinctly, because I can even remember the planet I was on in SWTOR when she said this. It was Rishi, by the way.
Ugh.
She took your mic and went, "Don't you dare criticize Men in Black, or I will punch you in the taint."
Sounds like Angie. We were watching. Oh my God, we were watching. You ever see that show New Girl with Zooey Deschanel?
I heard of it. I've never watched it.
Okay. Well, anyways, there's a character in the one of the most recent seasons named Allie. She's like this, like sort of mildly Hispanic looking, but very whitewashed Hispanic. I don't know what race she's supposed to be. I think she's Hispanic. Like police officer, and she's in love with one of the main characters, and they actually are like engaged or whatever. But she's like kind of a very like self-centered, not self-centered, like very self-assured, very tough, sort of mildly bitchy, like strong woman, right? And I looked at Angie today, and we were watching it, and I said, it sounds like something you'd say. And then she said something else. I'm like, that's definitely something you'd say. And then she said something else. I go, did they base this character on you? And Angie's like, no, that character is way too nice. Who's that girl? It's Jess. That's for you, Rock. Rock likes it when I sing. Got to sing for Brother Rock every once in a while.
Don't encourage him, Rock. I have spent many years suppressing this need of his. Many years. It's taken me a whole lot of alcohol and sarcasm to even try to suppress this.
Speaking of Deadpool 2, I want to see it. My wife wants to see it, but she does not want to sit in the theater. She goes, I really want to see Deadpool 2, but I don't want to go sit in a theater for an hour and a half. And I'm like, what are you going to do?
You bet.
I guess we wait for DVD then. If you monk and run us kicking an NPC to knock them out. Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out. Speaking of Deadpool 2, right? Right? Deadpool?
I'm gonna bitch about something here. No. I'm not encouraging you.
Okay.
I'm gonna bitch about something here, which makes me seem like a 40-year-old man, but given I'm in the presence of you, I'm okay with this. Why when I pay 15 quid, which is quite a substantial amount of money, to go to the cinema, to go watch a movie, do I have to then sit through 30 minutes of adverts and fucking trailers? I
don't know. Get a cane and start shaking it at these kids.
This gets me really mad because when I pay for something, I expect good service.
Dude, it's just the way it is, man. When I went to true story. So when I went to see Avengers: Infinity War, I went to see it opening weekend, right? I went to see it on a Sunday, so Thursday night is the first night you can see it. So all Friday, all Saturday crowd. Then I went to see it Sunday afternoon. When I walked into the theater, it said the show time was 12:15, right? It started at 12:15. I looked at my phone, and my phone said 12:25. And I thought, you know what? I want to see this. I'm willing to miss the first 10 minutes of the movie. So I bought a ticket, and I said, yeah, I don't care. They're like, you want the 12:15 show? I go, yeah, I don't care that I missed the first 10 minutes. They're like, oh, you didn't. Don't worry. The trailers are still going. I went in, and literally, as I was going in, there was a trailer playing. I found a seat, and then watched an entire trailer before the movie started. So there was at least 15 minutes. There was at least 15 minutes of trailers from the scheduled showtime till the time the movie actually started.
Dude, this pisses me. This actually pisses me off. I am actively willing to pay more to go to a showing that has no fucking ads and trailers. I will do that. I will watch less movies to pay more.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. How much would that piss you off if let's pretend let's live in a make-believe fantasy world for a second here. Ready? Fantasy world. You go to the movie theaters and it says 12 o'clock start time, 12:10 actual start time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So okay, 10 minutes of trailers, right? So you go, oh, okay, I'm going to get there at 12. I'm going to walk in at 12:09. How much would it piss you off, though, if you sat down in the theater and you sat down just as the last trailer was playing and the movie started, and then the next 10 minutes people were still walking in and finding their seats and opening their candy and, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens during the trailers. There's still people walking in and finding their seats and everything. So how badly would that piss you off?
Not a whole lot. Not really.
Really?
Here's the thing. I feel like if it was in this make-believe world of yours, I don't believe that it would be that big of an issue, like that people would be doing that. But I don't.
Okay.
Or at least doing it enough to annoy me. And what's the word? I mean, if someone comes in halfway through and starts making a noise, yes, they deserve to be punched in the face, painfully. But if they're coming in just during the first 10 minutes, oh fuck, they're late, whatever. So long as I can, still hold the movie.
I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, one of the things I hate about going to the movies is just hearing the crinkling of bags and candy wrappers and popcorn and just the slurping of I'm like, I get it. That's part of the movie experience, but man, I like that trailer time because that's when people get in, get settled, open up their stuff, silence their cell phone, blah 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 blah. I don't know. I would much rather have that time there, dude. By the way, I posted this in the funny section of the Discord. But it was like you go to see a movie and it says, please remember to silence your cell phone before the movie starts. Dude, I always do that. I always check my phone, even though it's pretty much it's 99.9% of the time silent. Like, it never makes noise. But yet I always still check it. Like, oh, let me make sure it's still silent.
Dude, so the new company I work for, which I again won't say because
whatever.
Actually, the new company I work for actually has a really strict social media policy, so I have to be careful.
So don't say it.
But yeah, they're because of data protection and whatnot, you have to be really careful with your phone. So I walk into work every day, and my phone is really nice. It has a slider, so I just slide it up, and it's in silent. I slide it down, it makes noise. Really, really nice.
Okay.
Every day I walk into work, I put my hands in my pocket and go like, I think I slid it into silent, but I always have to take it out just to fucking check.
Why don't you just leave it on silent all the time, like every other normal adult?
Because occasionally I want to be, because there's a third setting called Do Not Disturb, but that allows through certain notifications that I do want to hear, but I need to put it on silent for work. So when it's on my desk, just laying there, and there's a notification that might come through that I want to hear, I'll put it into Do Not Disturb and just leave it on my desk, and that's it. That it's doing its job.
This story is so boring, I fell asleep during it. I don't know what you want me to say, man.
Look,
I'm just saying, like, just leave it on silent. What's the issue? Just leave it on silent. Who cares? Let me ask you this. Here's the real question. At what point in your life is this ever more than 3 feet away from you, and you're awake? Because I understand if you plug it in and then go to your bed, which is on the other side of the room. When you're awake, when is this ever more than 3 feet away from you?
Oh, I can tell you actually. When I leave it on my bed.
But do you get my point? Like, that's the main reason why I leave mine on silent all the time. It's like, it's always either like on the desk here in front of me, or it's in my pocket, or I'm asleep. One of those three things. You know. Well, Hans's phone is louder when it's on silent. Wow.
But not if it lays. Because it will vibrate. Okay. I get you. Don't you worry, Hans. I am known as the German Appreciation Party of the PN Discord. One of our policies is that we do not mention the war.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. That feels weird that you bring that up. Like, that was, that kind of was 2 or 3 generations ago. It's kind of like, all right, if we're talking about Germany, it does feel really weird to bring that up. It feels very weird in the same way, whereas, like, in the same way that's like, I'm like talking about America, and you're like, yeah, but don't forget, Britain used to own you. Yeah, a long time ago. A long, long time ago. It's weird to bring up. You know what I mean?
There's been a long-standing point in British humor is that we do not mention the war and then proceed to mention the war at every available opportunity.
Dude, I do not know what's going on with my green screen, but it is driving me fucking ballistic. I don't know if I don't know if you're watching the Twitch page, but it keeps like just the green screen keeps popping on, and it's driving me goddamn bonkers. Part of the thing I want to do is I actually want to push my green screen back about 2 more feet so I can light it better. But there's a giant friggin' cabinet right behind it, and so until I get that cabinet out of here, I can't. It's very annoying.
So are you capturing your video straight from your webcam?
No, I'm capturing the Discord.
Okay. So I can tell you for a fact it's Discord because whenever it happens, I see your screen sort of just like flash and your green screen sort of like go darker and then lighter, and then it happens on stream.
Maybe it's my camera. But you're right though. It wasn't happen. It didn't happen today when I streamed for 6 hours. I didn't notice any flickering.
But yeah, you take direct footage from your camera when you stream though, don't you? There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's a solution then.
I don't know.
Maybe you just gotta like take direct feed.
Well, the problem with that is, then if I did that, you wouldn't be able to see me, because my camera would be going to OBS and not to Discord.
I haven't actually figured out how I can get both you and me in the same thing, because I can only see my. Oh, there you go. I fixed it. I did it.
You just clicked on the thing. Yeah, I know.
I just clicked on it and it worked.
So, someone mentioned earlier in chat. They mentioned that you were the most common guest or the most frequent guest on the Palaver, and that's unfortunately not true. You are tied for the most common guest.
With who?
Win by KO. You and he both have the same number of appearances, counting this one.
Okay, so Win by KO got ahead of me.
Yeah. Win by KO has been ahead of you for a while. Because it's been a while since you've been on.
I would like to say this is some bullshit.
This is some bullshit. Well, we were talking about doing a drinking with friends. It's not quite the Palaver, but,
Do you know what's funny?
What's that? Clowns?
Me and Win by KO.
Clowns are funny?
This is the shit I've put up with for like 4 or 5 years now. But both me and Win by KO are in the same time zone. The people who are on your Palaver most are people who really should not be on your Palaver at this time.
But maybe what it is I really enjoy making you Europeans stay up late. Like maybe I get some sort of perverse thrill knowing that you guys are staying up to watch me or staying up to be on the show.
Let me just demonstrate what it's like to stay up for a Palaver. I'm on my phone on stream. I know this is poor habit, but so let me adjust. Make sure it's actually in the fucking case. Come on, camera, you can do it. So these are all of my alarms.
Okay, they all go like 7 till 8. Yeah.
If I miss one of those, I'm fucking late. But yeah, that's what I have to do whenever I'm fucking up late. Because you can't wake me up. You physically cannot wake me up.
Poor Hans. Hans is like 30.5. See, that is too hot. You're right. I see it now. I see it happening on the Discord call. I see that the color is changing. And that is causing the green screen to flicker. You're right.
There's a reason I'm a PN techno wizard.
Autism?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. But no, yeah, Hans is like unable to move temperature. Dude, with my arthritis, I'm loving it. I have had like so little joint pain lately. This weekend, when Squidly and Pablo and Coyote and I went out and we were walking around, I thought to myself, ooh, all this walking, my joints are going to be killing me later. Nope, I was fine. Do you know why? Because it was like 34 degrees centigrade. When it's that warm, my joints don't hurt.
So it was 23 centigrade here today at about, when the sun was the hottest. And I was out in full Kevlar.
Okay.
Never again.
Well, the idea is you wear full Kevlar and you're uncomfortable, but you don't die if you get into an accident. That's sort of the trade-off. Like, you're uncomfortable for a little while, but you also don't die if you crash.
Yeah. Well, it did make me very ratty towards an old lady, but I'm not going to tell that story on screen.
Don't they I thought they made, like, leather vests or, leather or Kevlar vests or whatever for when you're riding your motorcycle that are all, like, well-vented for riding in the summer.
Oh, there is. Mine have, like, vents going over your chest and vents going up here and here and here. But once you stop, then it becomes a problem. I drive my bike with gloves and t-shirt at 0 degrees Celsius, no problem, but above 30, I basically start dying. You drive in a t-shirt?
I was the same way. I was the same way when I was younger. And then as soon as I started having joint pain in my 20s, I was like, all right, I'm done with this cold. Now, that being said, I am running my air conditioner pretty much full blast right now, but that's just because with the lights and the computer going, I've got to have that going or this room turns into an oven. You know?
I have a USB fan on top of a fucking box pointed in my face.
Yeah, I've got a little fan right here. And Angie just bought another fan for me this past weekend, which I don't have in the room yet, but I'm going to use this circulate. The only thing I'm worried about with this other fan is I'm worried it's going to start causing my green screen to ripple and move and whatever. What are you going to do, right? Bicycle, not motorcycle. Oh, bicycle.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, Loina's talking about his motorcycle.
Yeah.
Motorized vehicle.
My motor, it picks up all the ladies. It does not. I called it fucking Smurf.
Just change the name of it. Just call it the Blue Bomber or something. I don't know.
I can't change the name of Smurf. Smurf is Smurf. So, I feel like I should tell this story.
Please do. Please do.
Back when I first bought my motorcycle, it was this. I saw this brilliant blue ad for this fantastic little 125. I put down the 250 quid deposit on it, sight unseen, because I'm a fucking. You get the idea.
Right.
Drove it to work on my lunch break, went out there, got it, drove it back, parked it in a nice parking lot just outside the window where everyone could fucking see it. Get back into work, full motorcycle gear, drop the helmet on my desk, calling it Smurf. Pissed off everyone in the room at this exact point.
Yeah, but you don't work there anymore, so like, are you hoping to piss off all new people now?
No, but because it was such a beautiful bike, and I called it just such a horrible name.
It is pretty terrible.
And it pissed off everyone in the room. I was like, that's the name. That's the name I'm keeping.
All right. I mean, I'm just saying, when you're like, why does every vagina I talk to dry up quicker than the Sahara whenever I tell them the name of my bike? You know why. You know why. You know.
No, we're not going to go. I'm not going to entertain that.
I'm just saying. It's not a surprise to you, right? You get it.
No, I say like I always manage to somehow ruin the only attractive parts about me.
Well, listen. I think it was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. I told you what you needed to do were 3 very simple things. Well, 4 simple things. Sort of simple. 1, get a job because you need money to do the rest of the things. So that's, whatever. 2, get a motorcycle. 3, get your own apartment. Even if it's a 1-bedroom that you share a bathroom with someone else, like, you know what I mean? Even if you're just renting 1 bedroom and you share, like, living space with other people. Like, get your own place. And then the 4th one, do you remember what the 4th one was?
Motorcycle, place, job.
Oh, I skipped motorcycle. Yeah, motorcycle.
Oh, okay, motorcycle, there you go.
But do you remember what the other one was? There was one other. So it was job, your own place, motorcycle, and do you remember the last one? I'm waiting for you to do the last one.
Tap a bitch?
No, well, I mean, that's the end goal, right? The end goal is to find a lovely lady to woo who returns your affections. But no.
Well, I mean, I've skipped like one of those steps.
Join a boxing gym.
Oh, okay. Well, I've skipped 2 of those steps.
Yeah, I know.
For anyone who doesn't know, you can't make virgin jokes anymore.
I know. And well, you know what? Honestly, we kind of stopped making them anyways. They were getting old. They were getting boring.
It took too long, but they got boring.
You know what? You know what the thing is? It's like people make jokes about Trump's hair. You know, it's like,
There's only so much you can mum about.
Well, and it's too easy. It's like low-hanging fruit. It's like, yeah, he's got terrible hair. Like, we get it. You know? It got to that point with the whole making fun of you for being a virgin thing. It was like, this was really funny for like a month or two. And then like it was still kind of funny for a couple months or more just because it was sort of a meme. But then I was like, it's just hitting low-hanging fruit. It's not fun.
Is that the full... Yes, Hans, and I can tell you one thing. I didn't have to use 2 of those steps. That doesn't mean I'm not going to fucking do them. But shared accommodation is something I've thought about. Given that I work now in Runcorn, I used to work on the verge of Runcorn, of what should legally be Runcorn, but because of territory, it was still Warrington. But I work now in Runcorn, and there's a lot of cheap houses there, and a lot of cheap housing and flats and all that. It was something that I was thinking about of maybe doing a shared accommodation, and then once I build that up and figure out what it's like to live by myself, then I can move into something else.
Well, I'm just saying, I think that at this point, your first step would be stop spending your money on frivolous toys. You've got enough toys, Like, don't buy an Xbox One. Just how about that? Like, don't buy an Xbox One. Take the £300 or whatever it would cost and just stick it in the savings account. If you're going to live on your own, you will be shocked, no matter how good you are at budgeting your money, that things will just pop up all of a sudden. You'll be like, oh, I need money. You know what I mean? It's weird how that will happen. You'll be like, oh, I didn't realize this. Yes, Kung Fu and handball, yes, those would be fine.
Well, actually, I feel like there's more explanation to my finances than you do here. But, in terms of what I've got around me in tech, there's a lot of whys going on around here. So I'm sort of like, need to either fucking sort out these whys before I get something else.
I understand. And I'm not trying to in any way intrude on your finances or ask about your finances or anything else. All I'm saying is,
think about it.
You don't need an Xbox One. You really don't.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, especially if you just got a Switch.
I was going to interject there, actually.
Okay.
Where I was more like, before I actually thought about any of this wise. And so when I was looking at consoles and shit like that, I was going, maybe next month. Maybe once, this month goes through and, I'm back on my feet from being off work for 3 months. Then I'll go, maybe treat myself, maybe whatever.
Treat yourself 2011. Sorry.
That song's still stuck in my head. I don't even know where it's from.
Parks and Recreation.
I didn't get past the first episode.
Yeah,
I didn't get past the second episode.
The first season's a little rough. You just have to get through the first season. But the first season's only 6 episodes.
You can play this game like, no, 2. 2 out of those are done because I have a motorcycle and a job.
No, Hans is saying he's got 1.
Oh,
Hans is saying he's got 1 of 4.
Okay.
I would say, because Rock said get 2 out of those 4 steps. And I would say get 3 out of those 4. Get a job is pretty integral to the other 3. So that's really, that's why I say that one doesn't count, right? So getting a job is required. Getting your own source of income is required. A reliable, steady source of income is required. Then do 2 out of these 3. Get a motorcycle, or at least get a nice, a decent car. But motorcycle really is the way to go. And I'll explain why to anyone else who's watching in a moment. Get your own place, even if it's just a shitty 1-bedroom in a basement somewhere where you're next to a boiler. If it's your own bedroom and you can go in there and lock the door and you have complete privacy and your mom isn't banging on the floor to go on, it's time to get out. Get away from your family. Get on your own. And then 3, join a gym. I said boxing gym for Loina, but join a gym, like a real gym, not like a girl's gym. Join a gym where there's some manly shit going on. You know what I mean? Like Kung Fu, Hans said specifically Kung Fu. And I'm like, yeah, Kung Fu would probably be fine. Boxing, Kung Fu, that kind of thing. A gym where you go and you work out and you be manly, you work up a sweat, and you exercise, blah, 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 blah. Do 2 out of those 3 things, all right? Now, the reason why motorcycle is important, the reason why motorcycle really is better than car...
No. I know exactly where you're going with this, because you said the same thing to me.
All right, I won't say it then.
just after I interviewed at Staples. So this was like 2 years ago. But you know what? It's your show. Fuck it.
I'm just gonna say. So my whole point was, you ride your motorcycle, you go to work, and some girl's like, "Oh, is that your bike?" And you're like, "Yeah." His name is Smurf. And then she kind of rolls her eyes, and she's like, "Oh, that's kind of cool. I'd love to take a ride sometime." You're like, "Yeah, no problem. Why don't I give you a ride home tonight? You don't have to take the subway. You don't have to take the metro, whatever the fuck, the tube. You don't have to take the tube. You don't have to get in a lorry to the tube and take it to Hogwarts, whatever you fucking Brits say, right?" So she gets on the back of the bike, and she gets them rumbly feelings that come up from the motorcycle as she's holding around you, right? She gets the rumbly feelings, right in the nice spots, and then she's like, "Ooh, this is nice." She will automatically associate those nice, rumbly, tingly, good feelings with you. Boop, boom, you're in.
It's like, I want to dispute this, but every girl you've ever asked to just take your side on this has immediately taken your side.
I know, it's weird. It's almost like I'm a 40-year-old who spent a lot of time in his 20s getting laid a lot and doesn't, like, knows a little bit about that. Knows a little bit about how to treat women right, and knows about how to give them what they want and make them feel happy and comfortable giving me their sexuality. I know. It's weird that I would have advice that would resonate in that vein. I know. It is strange. It is.
Shut up, old man.
Just saying.
Well, my one regret with proper nerds is that I haven't appropriately trained any of you to just learn to say, "Shut up, old man."
That's because other people respect me. You don't.
Well, that was the mistake.
Is that you didn't train people to disrespect me?
To just give you the adequate amount of disrespect.
I get you. I feel what you're saying. I feel you. And I don't think that's true. Hans always comes in and goes, "How's it going, old man?" Hans calls me old man all the time.
Hans, you have my salutes.
Yeah. Hans calls me old man constantly. So there's that.
Oh, dear.
Rock and Rage calls me his brother. I mean, and you know, we're very comfortable in our status as experienced gamers.
Rock is slightly older than you, I think.
Yeah, he's a couple of years older than me. It's
Okay.
fine. We're of the same. We're of the same generation, you know. So he's kind of in the middle of Generation X. I'm at the tail end of Generation X.
See, I'm still dealing with having to put up with fucking Generation Z now. And I don't know how the fuck to deal with this.
Millennials. What can you do?
Unfortunately, I'm grouped into the millennials camp because I somehow managed to have a birth year that begins in the 9.
Dude, okay, this is one thing that I tried teaching Lassane for the longest time.
Right.
When everyone was calling us Generation Xers, do you think we liked that? Do you think we liked to all just be lumped into this category? They're like, "Oh, well, baby boomers were hard workers and this and that and the other thing, and you Gen Xers, you're lazy, materialistic, shallow, blah, blah." Like, we got that. Like, we got that same shit. We didn't, you know, Generation Xers were like, "Yeah, why are you hassling us, old man? You know, like, why are you constantly looking down on us for being Generation X?" And you know what we did? We didn't bitch about it like the fucking millennials did. We went, "All right, fuck you. We're Generation X? Okay. So we're not baby boomers. Eat a dick. We're Generation X. Live with it. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, you think we're lazy? Eat a dick." That's how Generation X dealt with that kind of thing. Millennials, on the other hand, go, "Well, you're a millennial because you were born between these years." Instead of going, "That's true, I am." Instead, I'm not a millennial. Why do you have to label me? Just it is. It's all it means is the years you were born. That's it. That's all it means is the years that you were born. Doesn't mean anything else.
I don't really have a dog in this fight, but I'm amazed by how much it stirs the pot. I feel like
it's just funny.
I feel like what I need to do is just get a stick and poke the dogs in this fight. Because I feel like the troll that lives deep inside Loina.
Not that deep.
Not that deep. Just needs the satisfaction there.
I mean, I'm just saying, if everyone who was called a pointless, worthless name was just like, oh, okay, it loses its power. Like, everyone gets annoyed at being called a millennial. When you're annoyed, you're giving power to the person who called you it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, whatever.
Maybe people are just on the wrong internet generation, that they forget the term "don't feed the troll." When did that stop being a thing?
I don't know, man.
Why?
I don't know. I've got theories, but I'm not going to go into them because we've only got 10 minutes left. So I would need a whole hour to devote to people who get a little too triggered on the internet, you know?
Yeah. But life pro tip, if you draw anything away from this today, learn what "don't feed the troll" means and use it.
That's okay, Phantom Falcon. Better late than never. Oh, man. I got to tell you, though, I was looking at... this past Saturday, I was looking through my phone for a picture to show Squidly Marie. And, which, by the way, I don't know if you know this or not, that's not her real name. I thought her real name was that, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought her real name was Squidly, and it's not.
No.
Anyways, I was looking for a picture for something, and I came across a photo from February of last year. So, February 2017. And I was like, oh my God, look at how goddamn fat I am. Like, it's insane. And I showed her the picture. And now, admittedly, it was a slightly low angle picture, like upwards, which is not a flattering angle. But still, it was like you could see where the what do you call these? The arms of my glasses were like pressed into the flesh, and the big fat was just bulging out on either side, like both above and below, just bulging out. And my big fat. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you fat piece of shit. Yeah?
Well, we're the same height, I think. We're both 6'4".
I'm about 6'3". I've actually lost height. It happens as you get older. You start losing height.
Yeah. Well, we're roughly the same height, and I mean we'll have two different builds. But I'm sat here, and we're using the same camera, but people on stream won't be able to tell because we're not level on the stream. But you know, our shoulder width now and physique is starting to become a lot closer to Mr. Skeleton here.
I never want to get skeletal like you are, but I wouldn't mind losing another 5 to 10 pounds. You know, like, I've pretty much plateaued at 225, which, by the way, 225 is what I weighed my senior year in high school. I'm actually down to the weight I weighed in high school. 22 years ago, this is what I weighed. That's kind of insane.
If anyone wants to realize just how Mr. Skeletal is, I got a message saying, "Oh, don't forget about the podcast." Before I was like, "Oh yeah, shit, I need to throw a shirt on. It's hot. Don't judge me." And I just quickly grabbed this shirt on. I've been looking at myself for the past 53 minutes, going, "Holy shit, this shirt does not fit me. It is loose. It's like I'm fucking wearing an overshirt."
Dude, you see this shirt?
Yeah.
It's a $4 Fruit of the Loom plain black T-shirt I got at Walmart. Because none of my shirts fit anymore. Like, and I noticed it on stream one day. It was like the neckline was out here and it was just like hanging down and all baggy, and I looked like a homeless man. And I'm like, I can't wear these shirts on stream anymore. Like,
I never
they don't
would have
look
guessed
good.
I was over 6'2".
What's that?
What wouldn't have guessed I was over 6 foot tall?
It's hard to tell. It's like when you watch Coyote Wildfire. He looks like Coyote Wildfire is so charismatic, and he's got such a strong and like explosive personality that when you watch Coyote Wildfire, you're like, wow, this dude, right? And then you meet him, and he's just like he's like up to here on me. He's tiny. He's a tiny little small boy.
As guys go, he's quite short, isn't he?
He's a little on the short side for average male height, yes. But it's not like he's it's
He's
not
not
like
like
you look at him and go like, that guy's small. He's just, a little below
Sure.
average.
There's someone in my training group right now who legally should be declared a midget, so I think he's all right.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? You need a shirt for Twitch? Unfortunately, even for guys now, actually. You do need a shirt.
No, actually. So here's what it is. It has to be contextually appropriate. If there is a reason why it's contextually appropriate for you to not be wearing a shirt, then it's fine.
Is it contextually appropriate for me not to be wearing a shirt because it's fucking hot?
I will say it is not appropriate for you because I say it's not. No one wants to see your skeletal ribs, and you can hang out for 5 more minutes with a shirt on.
Good, because you couldn't pay me to take my shirt off.
Plus, on top of that, it would throw off the white balance as the blinding white of your chest would just throw off the white balance of the entire camera. Like, it'd be terrible.
The beacons are lit.
Gondor calls for aid.
I don't know. I hope strip, Loina, strip. If you don't donate $100 right now, I should. No, that's a joke.
Oh, sorry. Oh, boy. Oh, God. The Gondor calls for aid kind of got me there.
Welcome, Mage. Please don't.
Oh. This has been a very fun, chill palaver. You know?
That's what happens when you bring me on, right?
Yeah. You know.
I mean, that's how it started. It was the Skype calling you going, you know what we should do? Fucking stream this, lad.
Yeah, that's true. For anyone who doesn't know how the palaver started, I was just talking to Loina on video call for like 45 minutes straight. And I said, I should just stream this. This is interesting. And he's like, yeah, do it. And I go, okay, give me like an hour. I'm going to put together an overlay. Threw together an overlay, and I was like, I'm going to call it Rev's Palaver.
What were the topics you guys talked about? Loina's sex life, Loina's motorcycle life, Loina's moving out life.
Nothing.
Loina.
We really didn't talk about much today. It was just two friends just hanging out, chilling, which is the whole, I always say, like, that's the whole point of the palaver. It's just two people just hanging out talking. That's what it always is. Now, I talk to a lot of people who are Twitch streamers, so they want to talk about their streams. They want to talk about this. They want to talk about that. But, like, when I had Space Amanda SC on, like, we spent almost the entire time talking about science. Like, that's what she wanted to talk about. So that's
I'm the son of 2 doctors. I don't think I could talk about science for an hour.
Dude, she was into it, like that's and I always say, like, I might not be into that thing that you want to talk about, but the fact that you're into it makes me interested, Like, if we're talking about a thing you want to talk about and you're really passionate about that thing, then that's interesting. Now, obviously, I'm talking about things that are actually interesting, not your phone having a vibrate and a do not disturb mode.
Cool. It's got a slider and everything.
Oh my God. Squidly, I want to talk about Star Trek. Squidly, finish Deep Space Nine. We're going to get together a Star Trek, like, we're going to do it like a 2-hour, maybe special palaver. And we're going to have on Squidly Marie and Loina and maybe Drew Hillian, and it's going to be awesome.
And I can finally overtake Win by KO. I will not be drawn for this fucking long.
All right, mental note: Win by KO next week. Got it.
Fuck.
Got to get him back in the #1 spot, right? Yes,
Rock
and I like to shake our canes and talk about those kids on our lawns. Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Though, what were you saying? You can't let Win by KO take back over the #1 spot now that you're tied with him.
Yeah.
All right.
He's about to get a PM saying, hey, you want to be on next week?
Well, I'm going to throw something out there because I don't think any of Win by KO's fans are actually watching right now. He wants to do a podcast starring me and him. And I told him, all right, if this is going to be on your channel, you're going to stream on your channel, then you've got to be the one to step up and do the things. And it's been months he hasn't done anything. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Maybe that's the sign.
What's that?
Maybe it's a sign. Maybe
I don't think it's ever going to happen. He used to do a podcast. He used to do this really interesting podcast with this priest, and it was it was very focused on current events and his view as an atheist versus the priest's view on as a religious person, and whatever. It was very interesting. And then that went away, and he did it for like 2 years or 2 or 3 years, and I think he still misses doing podcasts. But I'm like, dude, I'm not going to, like, I've had like 4 or 5 different people come to me like, I've got a great idea for a podcast that you and I could do together. I'm like, great, put it together. And they're like, well, why don't you put it together and I'll just be on with you? I'm like, nah. Nah, I already,
This is the easiest shit in the world. I just told you.
I already do 2. I already do 2. I don't want to run a 3rd. I'm like, I don't get time for that.
This is the easiest shit in the world for me. I sit here, I annoy you. We do an hour show.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
People watch me.
Hey, speaking of that, we are out of time. So why don't we go ahead and find someone to host? And you know how we end it. We always do the thing, then we drop a host bomb on someone, and then we say goodnight, right? Or we do the thing, then we say goodnight, then we drop the host bomb on someone. Yes, that is how it works. That is how it works. So, Loina, you've been here often enough. You know what the thing is. Last word goes to you, fam.
I'm coming for you, win by KO. This is my spot now, and it has always been. Don't you step on my turf.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to say goodnight, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for some more streaming. Have a good one. Stay tuned for the host, and have a great night. Bye-bye, everyone.
Rev is logging out of the system. Please stand by for a raid on another Twitch streamer. Establishing connection now. Please hold.